Social comparison theory is a psychological idea that explains how people evaluate themselves by comparing their abilities, achievements, and opinions to those of others. Developed by social psychologist Leon Festinger in 1954, this theory helps us understand why people often look to others to measure their own progress or self-worth. The theory highlights two primary types of comparison: upward social comparison, which involves comparing oneself to those who are more successful, and downward social comparison, which involves comparing oneself to those who are less successful. Upward social comparison occurs when individuals compare themselves to someone they perceive as better or more successful. This type of comparison can be inspiring, as it motivates people to improve their own performance or reach higher goals. For example, a high school student aspiring to attend a prestigious university might compare their grades and extracurricular achievements to those of a classmate who has already been accepted. By observing the strategies and efforts of their peers, the student might adopt new study habits or seek additional guidance from teachers. However, this comparison can also lead to feelings of inadequacy if the perceived gap seems too large to overcome, potentially discouraging the student from trying further. Downward social comparison, on the other hand, happens when individuals compare themselves to those they perceive as less successful or skilled. This type of comparison often boosts confidence and self-esteem by highlighting one's strengths or achievements. For instance, an athlete recovering from an injury might feel encouraged by comparing their progress to someone who is earlier in their recovery journey. By recognizing their own progress and resilience, the athlete may feel more motivated to continue rehabilitation. However, excessive reliance on downward comparisons can foster complacency, as individuals might focus on their relative advantages rather than striving for further improvement. Criticisms of social comparison theory focus on its failure to account for intrinsic motivation and personal values. The theory primarily emphasizes external evaluations and comparisons to others as the basis for self-assessment, neglecting the importance of internal drivers like personal growth, passion, or self-defined goals. For example, the theory does not adequately explain how individuals who prioritize intrinsic motivation evaluate their progress without external benchmarks. This oversight limits the theory's applicability, as it assumes that external comparisons are universal and central to self-evaluation, ignoring the nuanced ways people find meaning and fulfillment. An alternative theory to social comparison is self-determination theory, which emphasizes intrinsic motivation and personal growth. This theory suggests that people thrive when they focus on their own goals, values, and achievements, rather than measuring themselves against others. For example, someone practicing a musical instrument might concentrate on improving their skills over time instead of comparing themselves to a virtuoso performer. Self-determination theory promotes a sense of autonomy and self-confidence, offering a more positive and self-directed approach to personal development.